In December, I did my final update of my Project Pen 2024, and I did that after 9 months of being away. It's a new year, it's a fresh start for some people, even as small as your steps might be. And I am ready to dive back into another Project Pen, but hopefully a little bit more successful this year. You know, you're all here for the Project Pen, so that is what I'm gonna discuss. So first of all, I kind of want to discuss what a project pen is for the people that don't really know what a project pen is. I think in the realm that we have entered of the influencing and a little bit of like the consumer minimalistic route that a lot of us are going on, a project pen can be a very nice sidekick to that adventure. So a project pen is basically where you dedicate time to certain products in your collection that you've had for a while, but that you don't really use anymore. And for a lot of people, that also means unless those products are empty or panned, I will not repurchase new ones. Now, that is not necessarily the case for me. I do like to buy new ones, but at the same time, I do like to dedicate most of my time to my project pen products. A project pen can be skincare products, it can be makeup products. For example, in my case, it is makeup products. A pen is a specific kind of word that they've created, I guess. For example, this is actually in my project pen. This is a bronzer, and then you have the product itself, and then you have the metal pen of the product, so the metal packaging. So when you use a product and you reach the bottom of the metal packaging and you see that metal packaging come through the actual product, that's when you have a pen. So in the beginning, you just see bronzer and then you use it, and then finally you hit the bottom of this packaging and you see the pen, which is the metal. So that is basically hitting pen. That is where project pen comes from. Now, a lot of people have a different approach to a project pen, and I think it's good that everyone has their own way of doing it. But by using the same products over and over and over again, you're kind of stuck in the same vibe, I should say, and that can get really redundant after a while, and using the same products can get really redundant as well because it's just the same thing all over again. So I have kind of a specific approach where I have my everyday makeup bag, which is filled with products that I really like and I really love, and then I have my project pen makeup bag, which is basically filled with all of the products of my project pen project. So I basically have two makeup bags. One of is a project pen makeup bag, and the other one is my everyday makeup bag with products that I can kind of have fun with, use every single time. So I have those two makeup bags, and I use the project pen makeup bag 4 days a week, and the everyday makeup bag I use 3 days a week. It's just a fun way of doing it because you are still dedicating the most amount of time to your project pen in a week, but you still have room to play with other products. You can still have fun with other products without it being like, oh, I can't really use those products right now because I have my project pen. That is just something that really helped me. And at the same time, it's still satisfying and not frustrating, which is a big thing for me. So yeah, that's kind of what a project pen is, what my personal approach is, and the kind of criteria, if you should call those criteria, of how I pick my products for my project pen. So now I'm going to show you my makeup collection, or what's left of it, and we're going to choose my project pen products together. Okay, so this is it. This is my makeup collection minus my eyeshadow palettes. I don't have a lot, and throughout the years, like, I did a huge declutter. I think this is still a reasonable collection to be like a makeup hobbyist while still having options to choose from and it not being like too much or anything like that. I'm gonna be a bit shaky throughout this video because I don't have a tripod, or at least I don't have it here with me right now. So as you can see, we have lip products and stuff right here. Then we have mascaras and these things right here. These are foundations. And then in this box we have setting powders, blushes, powder blushes, cream blushes, highlighters, bronzers, cream bronzers, anything like that. So I'm quickly going to lay out every category that I have, and we're gonna see which ones I want to put in my project pen. So these are the makeup primer products that I have. Actually don't have a lot because usually I use sunscreen and moisturizer to kind of prep my skin. The Catrice Skin Glaze Hydrating Makeup Serum Primer, and then oops and then we have the Catrice Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. If you know me, you know that I used to love the glowy version of this one, but they don't seem to make that one anymore. This is a product that I'm gonna put in the project pan, but it's actually like in my everyday makeup routine. So it's not really a project pan product, but it is a product that I will end up like. I am thinking about putting this one in the project pan because I really don't use this all that much, but I have to see first how it looks on my skin, and then I'm gonna let you know if I'm putting it in the project pan or not. Next up we have concealers. So I have 4 concealers, of which one is very relatively new. So we have the Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow Concealer. Then this one is a new one. This is from Catrice. It's the Catrice Cover and Care Sensitive Concealer. Then we also have this one. This is from Anastasia. Bye Bye My Blemish Concealer. And then we have the Fenty one, which is funny that it's still in here because this one is almost empty. So the one that I'm definitely going to put in my project pan is the Fenty Beauty one. Why the Fenty Beauty one? Because it is a concealer that is like on its way to being empty. I want to dedicate my coming months to using this concealer up because I have like this new Catrice one and I really like it. So I'm kind of abandoning my other concealers. So I want to use this one again just because I really like the texture and it's almost empty. So this is the concealer for my project pan. If I run out of that concealer, I'm probably gonna pick one of these 3 again, and I'll update you when that happens. But so far, that's like my concealer. Now, these are my foundations. This one is empty. This one is almost empty. This one has been in my collection for a very long time, and this one is new. New as in I arrived yesterday. So I didn't really have a lot of foundations left anymore, and I wanted to add some new ones. So that's what I did. The reason that I bought a new foundation, which is this one, I'm going to talk about it in a second, is that this one is from Fenty Beauty. It's their Eavesdrop Skin Stick. Like, this is completely empty, so there is nothing of this product left anymore. And then this one is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-hour skin tint, and as you can see, this one is also like always completely empty. There you can see the other side of the bottle. So I really desperately needed a new foundation because this one is almost empty, that one is empty, and this one is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. And I don't necessarily like this one all that much. I think it's a little bit too matte for my liking. It's sitting in my collection. I bought a new one, and this is the Haus Labs foundation. It's the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I've heard a lot of people talk about this and I really wanted to try it out, so now I have it. Now for my project pen, the product that I think I want to use is probably the Lisa Eldridge one, just because it's been sitting in my collection. I'm not really doing anything, and my project pen is really meant for products that I'm not really using all that much. So I think this will be a nice addition. I just need to find a way to make sure that the matte formula doesn't really interfere too much with my dry skin. So I'm gonna have to find a way to properly, very nicely moisturize my skin and find products that work with this, like skincare products that work with this. So yeah, this is gonna be the foundation. Next up is highlighters. And if you kind of know me, you know that I am not the biggest fan of a highlighter. I can already tell you that I'm gonna put it in my project pen because I feel like I should probably get some use out of this one. I think the one that I'm gonna add to my project pen is the Catrice Soft Glam, what is this called? The Soft Glam Filter Fluid. This is the Glow Booster. I'm probably gonna use this one because, as you can see, it already has a little bit of progress, but I want that to be more so I can get like rid of this in my collection. And also it is a really nice formula that isn't too metallic like, so I think it could be a beautiful addition to like my everyday makeup routine. The other ones are gonna be in my collection for a little longer. So we have the Essence Magic Filter Glow Booster, and then this one I don't want to use this up because I don't have the money to repurchase it, which is not really true, but I don't want to buy it again because it does cost a lot, and like I do have the money, but it's so much money for one product. So this is the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow in the shade Cosmic Rose, and it is the most beautiful highlighting liquid highlighter product that I have ever known. So I want to keep those in my collection, but those were the highlighters. Now we're going to focus on blush, bronzer, and that's basically it because it's going to be a difficult decision. These are my bronzers. I have quite a few, as you can see. So we have arrangement we have anything from powder to creams, and as you can see, most of these are actually already penned. That is just because last year I spent a lot of time consuming the products that I already had and really using them. And as you can see, one of my favorites was the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. It is so good. And then I have a couple of other products in here that are not penned. So the only cream bronzer in a pan that isn't penned yet is this one. So this is the Vanessa Myricks contour balm in the shade Light. As you can see, I've been trying to use this, but it is very difficult because the shade isn't really my cup of tea. I find it to be quite dark for someone who is quite pale. So this is a little bit too difficult to work with, and it was in my previous project pen, but it wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do because it was just difficult to work with because of the shade and all that. So what I wanted to say is for the project pen, when it comes to bronzers, I also want to take into account that right now I am quite pale. So I think some bronzers automatically kind of fall off the bandwagon as to my project pen choice, just because I don't enjoy using something that is too dark and then my makeup not looking great. I think the Vanessa Myricks contour balm for sure just kind of falls off the bandwagon. Same thing with my Nabla bronzer. Same thing with most of these. So the Charlotte Tilbury contour one, the Rare Beauty one, the M Cosmetics one, and unfortunately even the Essence one. That leaves me with these products, which are already quite fairly penned, as you can see. I think the only one that is a little bit unused is this one from Catrice, the stick. I think first of all, I am going to finish what's left of this Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. So I think I am going to put that into my everyday makeup project pen bag because it's just so wonderful, and it will really satisfy me to see it completely emptied. Once that one is empty, I think I want to move on to something that is powder and maybe furthering any kind of pen that I already have. So I'm actually thinking about winter shades and winter makeup and the makeup that I tend to wear right now. And I think I'm gonna go with the Fenty Beauty In the Sun Stalkr bronzer. This is a beautiful bronzer. It's very well suited for my complexion this time of year. I think I want to fulfill the project that we once started by completely emptying this or completely panning it, because we already have quite a nice pen, but I want to see even more progress on this one. So I think this one is going to be in the bag. These are all of the blushes that I own. So we have quite a few. As you can see, this one and this one are fairly beautifully penned. All of the others could use some help. This one is the Kiko Milano blush. It's one from a limited edition, and the pen that you see is actually an accidental pen from dropping it. This is a blush that I quite frequently use, but it's not a project pen product, believe me. I'm gonna have this in my collection forever. I think this one from Essence, this was also a limited edition Cuda Shell blush liner. This is a product that I like to use more when I'm doing makeup for filming or pictures, and not necessarily in my everyday makeup routine because it's very intense and the shade is a little bit more makeup-y than I would like to wear on an everyday basis. So I think that one is also not gonna be in my project pen. Then this product, it's the Nabla Skin Blushing Bronzer Blush in the shade Independence. This is a beautiful blush and it has that similar formula as the skin bronzing one has. Now, I'm not going to use this as my blush as of now in my project pen because I think it is just a little bit too dark, a little bit too berry. Now, as you can see, these are the Patrick Ta Duo blushes. So this one right here is She's So LA and this one is She's Blushing. As much as I love these two products, I think you can see that I love them. And even on days when I'm not using my everyday makeup routine or I am not using a project pen routine, I sometimes gravitate towards those. So I'm not going to put them in my project pen category because I already use those. So I think when it comes to blush in my project pen, it's going to be one of these products. So I have, these are the Baby Got blushes. and I have the shade Tickle Me Pink, which is this one. This one is a new addition to the collection. This is Rosé All Day. And then this one is, oh, it doesn't say anymore, but it's a very, I think this is the peach one. Oh no, this is the peach one. This is Baby Got Peach. And then this one is Tickle Me Pink. So I got the lids right. I think I'm going to use this shade, which is the Baby Got Blush shade in the peachy one. I think I'm going to use this one because it's quite appropriate for where my skin is at right now. It's quite bright enough for spring, and it is really nice during the summertime as well. And I am going to rotate a little bit between my blushes anyhow, so this is the one that I'm going to go for. And that's it for blushes. So for face powders, I'm actually not going to put one in my project pan because these two are the products that I have. This is the Maora Lavish Pressed Finishing Powder. And then we also have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is the shade 05 Natural Ivory. So I'm not gonna put one in my project pan because I actually use these two quite frequently, as you can tell. Okay, so lip products. Yay! My favorite part about a project pan. Help me! So when it comes to lip products, it's something that I struggle with every project pan again. It is just very difficult to use up a lip product, especially when you only apply it once a day and you forget to reapply it. I'm gonna start with lip liners. So these are my lip liners. So this is from Rare Beauty. We have one from Catrice, one from NYX, again from Catrice. This is from REM Beauty. This is from Rare Beauty. Then we have a Nabla one, and then we have an Essence one. I think in my last project pen update, I said that this one from Nabla, this is their close-up lip liner, is a lip liner that has seen some progress and that I really like, but I've kind of forgotten about it. And it's a beautiful, like, darky nude one. So I think this is perfect to kind of go into the project pen again. Like, there's not a whole lot left, so I think it's possible. I think the other one that I want to use is this one from Catrice. And this is the Plumping Lip Liner in the shade 069 Manhattan. This formula is quite nice. It's not my favorite, but I do really like the shade. It's like an everyday nude, not too dark, but dark enough. Now, when it comes to lip glosses and lipsticks, we have a few options. First of all, I want to discuss these lipsticks. So these are my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. There is just no way that I'm putting these in a project pen because I like them too much, and they are quite expensive, and they're more like collectible item for me that I use on special occasions. Some colors I do use every single day, but I would become just sad if these were to run out. So, however, when looking at these products, they are not really special enough to be put in the same category as the Lisa Eldridge ones. So I think when it comes to lip glosses, I would like to finish what we started with these two. This is the Catrice Powerful 5 Glossy Lip Oil, and this one is the LA Colors Lip Oil. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of progress on these from last year, and I kind of want to continue on that same tangent. Just because we have been doing so well, we are really close, and I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving them in my collection again just to kind of rot while I'm focusing on other products. So I want to empty these while I can. So I think when it comes to any kind of lipstick action, these are the ones that I'm gonna have to choose from. Now this is quite new, this is quite new, this is quite new, and that one is relatively new. But I think I'm actually gonna go with the Rare Beauty one. Tinted lip oil in the shade Honesty. I think this is the one that I'm gonna use. I bought this one, and then after a while I didn't really use it anymore, so it's been a while since I used this, but I do remember the formula being really nice, and I think it will complement the lip liners that I have quite nicely. Those were the lipsticks. Now the only thing that is left for me to discuss are my eyeshadow palettes. Now I kind of have a similar feeling as I did with the lip glosses. I kind of want to continue on what I was doing well already. So the eyeshadow palettes that I've chosen from my collection are these two again. So we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, which looks like this, and then we have the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. This was a limited edition one that I also added to my project pen last year, and like I said, I was doing really well on these two palettes, and I kind of want to continue what I was doing with these, especially on the Love Notes palettes. I don't have a pen on those yet, but I would really like to have a pen on those. But it wouldn't feel right to me to just kind of stop all of a sudden especially when I haven't really penned any shade in this palette. So these are the eyeshadow palettes that I will be bringing into my Project Pen 2025. Okay, so these are the Project Pen products for 2025. This is basically the overview, all of the products that we're going to be using. I'm very happy with the assortment of products that I have in front of me. I'm hoping that it will work out. I think the only thing that I'm a little bit wary of is the foundation, because it's like the base of your makeup, and if that doesn't like look right, it can then end up being a little bit frustrating when you're doing a project pen. Okay, so those were my project pen products. I have chosen all of them. I have applied them to my face, and this is, by the way, a look that I did with some of the project pen products and also the eyeshadow palettes, where we just have a little bit of fun. So that's coming up in a couple of days, weeks. I'm not sure yet. I have showed you my collection. I'm very excited to dive back into my Project Pen 2025. I am quite excited about the products that I've chosen, and I think they will work together really nicely. Now, this is filmed at the beginning of January, but I think by the time this goes up, it's going to be like halfway January. So I think my first proper update of my Project Pen is going to be around the end of February. Please let me know if you are also going to do a project pen or not. I'm very intrigued and interested to see if you're doing that, or if you're not doing that, what your approach is, and what other tips you might have for people who are trying to do a project pen. That's basically it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!